I'm only guessing based on 2 vans and a trailer. And I think what they're doing, they're trying to set us up out there.
I think it's the same amount of money, same amount of stuff we had last time, maybe a little more. But with the market dropping, you know, everything's almost $1 less a pound for copper and the other stuff. So I think that's going to play a big factor in the price. It's coming in.
If you could bring it.
Well, greetings, TikTok and YouTube nations. Your old pal Scrappy D, in with a few more videos. What's happening around here? Been busy. Yeah, just really still trying to catch up from the all the stuff that we got behind over the past couple of months. But anyway, game plan is to just scrap as much as I can and get as much of this stuff out to board sort, which is what I've been working on. Here we're going to play the game with the other phone not wanting to kick on. Drives me cuckoo. There we go. Okay. So, hi Nita. Howdy to you too. So what I have here today is a bunch of old vintage computers that are going to be scrapped. Why are they being scrapped? Because I bought them from a scrapyard. They were not taken care of in any way, shape, or form. They're really not, there's no resale to them. There's evidence that they've gotten wet. I have no history on these computers. So, for me, let's scrap them. What I'm going to do is be careful scrapping them and try not to destroy them in case they're already salvageable components. I'm not super optimistic that there will be. The gentleman I got these from, I actually met him at one of the local metal yards, one of the big metal yards. I was trying to convince them to sell me a pallet of high-grade telecom boards, and they couldn't, wouldn't, shouldn't, didn't. So, but he overheard me talking to the guy about the fact that I do buy boards, and he says, he pulls me aside, he says, hey, I run a scrapyard, and I'm always looking for people who'll pay better than this place will, and I'm like, no problem there. So he's called me a couple times. Those really nice telecom boards we did a couple of weeks ago, those came from him. He had a Gaylord box of them. Called me today, and he had 20 computers he had gotten from somebody somewhere. As I said, they are not in good shape. I don't think that anything can be done to make them run. They are wet. I'll go through them carefully again. If I see things that look like maybe they weren't destroyed, we'll put those aside. Trying to get some boxes ready for you guys. Hello Marlon, good morning to you. Scrapaholic, hello to you. Dave Donahue, hello. So, yeah, this is, one of my pop-up lives. My usual live is Sunday morning. But, with vintage computers, once they're gone, they're gone. It's not like, oh, I can go get, another dozen of those somewhere. You really can't. So, I think it's a good idea to show them when I have them to show, So, it's quiet here. We had my family's all at work. My nephews took me out for my birthday last Sunday. That was really nice. We had a nice day together. My niece took me out on Friday. We celebrated both our birthdays. That was really fun. Some nice gold pins there in the front. This is a JFB. Don't ask me who makes it or anything about it because I don't know. It is incomplete. It was missing part of the front. It is being scrapped. There are pine needles in here. I don't think we have a category for pine needles. Ha ha ha. Alright. I think. It'll be better dropping this down, huh? So again, they're being scrapped. They were not treated with the greatest of kindness and love. They were brought in. I got them from a scrapyard. I didn't get them from an office or someplace nice where there's a chance of reselling like that last pile we had. If I can resell it, yeah, I'm going to resell it. Of course I am. Especially this vintage stuff, guys. You can't get it. You can't get it anymore. Alright. Let's bring this down. And this over. Okay. Well, first thing I did find, and I already took this out, nice hard drive, non-SATA. This will be the good gold pins. I think I will have a pound of those available to sell this weekend. Oh, boy. Alright, what's going on here? I will have a pound of those available to sell this weekend. Oh, boy. Alright, what's going on here? Alright. Still working on getting the room downstairs set up for videoing and whatever. They've got to come and finish putting in the new lights, and then I should be set to go down there. It'll certainly be a lot easier for us. There we go. Alright, so this is a JFB. I have no idea who makes it. I don't know anything about it. I do see inside an Intel DSX board. So I should get a nice ceramic with gold pins out of that. Thanks everybody, appreciate that. Thanks for checking into my live. Wow, got a lot of people in for a Friday afternoon. I did check, nobody was really on, so I said, let me sneak in here. Alright, so we should get out of these. I will expect to get a couple of these really good old hard drives. Oh crap, this is going to have a... I hope this doesn't have these damn hex screws. I had to order a set of these. The DeWalt set that I got from Home Depot wouldn't fit any of these, and I don't know why. I don't know if they're metric and perhaps these are standard. I don't know. So yeah, I'm going to expect to get hard drives out of these. Now, I always take apart the hard drives. I don't want to, it's been given to me, whatever, and I don't have to do that, but I do worry about people's information and so on and so forth. And of course, hard drive boards are paying premium price now. So if you're scrapping computers, you are going to want to scrap your hard drives. And again, it's doing your little bit to protect everybody, right? This is a great little tool, $8 Home Depot, and you get like 10 different Torx out of here. I think, like I said, I think I'll have a pound of these up for sale. I'll do a what's in the box maybe tomorrow or Sunday for my live. For those of you who don't know, I try as hard as I can to make good gold-bearing e-scrap available for purchase. I'm actually going to change the name of the eBay store this week. I'm going to change it to D-Scraps E-Scraps on eBay. In the meantime, guys, it's still under Connecticut ban. But I figured, let me just do that. I have no idea when I'm going to get the computer scrapper site up. That's starting to pick up a lot, though. I'm getting a lot more views. I advertised a little bit for board pickups and stuff, and I have gotten some nibbles. I was supposed to retire this year. I don't know how to retire. I've tried twice. I'm 75% retired, because my band instrument rental business is busy in September and it's busy in June. The rest of the year it's quiet and I can e-scrap. There is a ton of gold in hard drives, guys. These are very high quality boards. You can see the tons of good chips on them, and of course the gold. I'll leave the tape on there for gold recovery. So these will sell as high grade, non-SATA hard drive boards. I've got a few down in the basement, and I think by the time I get through these 10 computers or so, I should have a pound. But again, I'll show those in what's in the box later. I'll grab these gold pins, I'll grab that gold ribbon wire. As far as the inside of these are, they're aluminum. It's not worth my time for me to take this apart. I just sell them. I have a yard that buys them at a halfway decent price. They'll either buy this as aluminum breakage or as a hard drive with no board, depending which yard I go to. I do know there's a lot more stuff inside. There's golden laser eye. There's gold pins. But some of these old ones, they are beastly hard to get apart. And I don't have the time and the space is really what it comes down to. So, but I do resell the boards, and then I have a buyer for the hard drives. E-waste supplier. Yeah, this is a 486. I don't think it should be. I486SX. I do expect to find a chunk of gold under there when I get at that. Those are selling. I think they're several $100s a pound right now on Board Sort. Dave Donahue said he would be right back. He probably went to go try to buy this other pound of hard drive boards. I'll tell you, I was really surprised by how many of our viewers were interested in buying e-scrap. I don't gold refine. I enjoy watching other people do it, and I don't know. I just don't know if it's something I want to get into or not. I think if I, like everything else, I'm certainly going to study about it. That is not something you jump into. That's just not something you jump into sight unseen, I'm actually really a lot more comfortable putting good gold-bearing material aside and selling it to people who do gold refining. Just for me, I don't know. Yeah, everybody's got their thing. Really good gold connector pins here. Oh, you should see the bucket of gold pins I got. I got these today too. These I'll sell. These are loaded with gold pins. Amazing gold recovery. Some kind of telecom equipment, I think, or maybe even a security equipment. As I said, he works with a couple of telecom companies, so I tend to think that's some kind of telecom. I've got to see if they'll come apart any easier, because these are going to be a monstrosity to ship. They're heavy. I'll see if I can fit enough into a large priority box that it takes the sting out of the shipping. These are your computer cables. These you definitely want to save. And so those are things, if I can get them apart, I can put boxes together for sure. Hi Chris, hi Stacy. So yeah, these are just some things, like I said, I'm preparing to try to get some stuff into the store for you guys. Winter's coming up pretty quick. Oops. So this doesn't look like it's in too bad shape. What I will do is reverse search on Google to see if it's anything that's worth reselling. I would resell it for gold recovery or parts, because again, this computer was not necessarily taken very good care of. These don't look too well. This looks a little wet here on the outside of the case, but the board does not look bad. But I will reverse image search it to see if it's a rare board. I don't think it is. It doesn't look all that rare. That's a video card of some type. If I decide to scrap it, I'll take the ceramic pin off and sell that as a gold finger card. You want to take the bracket off too, because most board buyers have 3 categories. One is the lowest grade is with heatsink and with gold finger card with a heatsink and with the bracket. And the next category is like this one, no heatsink with a bracket. And then the third category is no heatsink, no bracket. But I think what I'm going to wind up doing is putting this into a priority mailbox full of things like it, and I'll probably sell it as a lot of gold finger cards. Not like a lot, but a lot. A box full of gold finger cards. So for that reason, I am going to leave this bracket and everything on. That will give the buyer the option to either try to refurbish or fix this card, to resell it, or to go ahead and scrap it. So if these older things, that's usually what I try and do. Yeah, I had some time. I went up early this morning, Stacy, and I went up and I picked up these vintage computers. Well, you know what it is. I had some good content, and usually, I always try to check to make sure nobody else is really on, because I don't like to, step on someone else's live. That's just bad form. There wasn't anybody on really, so I said, what the heck. I'll go on for an hour. I'll show you guys these vintage computers. I was going to scrap them anyway, but once they're gone, So I had content available to share with you guys today, so I decided to go ahead and go for it. I don't know the age on this computer yet. I'll know when I see the motherboard. Again, this is just probably an audio card of some type. I don't think it's anything particularly special. So on CD-ROM drive, it says, okay. So, it doesn't have a year on it. I gotta look. I don't remember what... Ooh, you're smelting some gold? I hope you have a video up later. That's awesome. Wow, we got a pretty good crew in the house. Thanks, guys. That's a nice surprise. So again, this will go into a priority rate, flat rate box along with a bunch of others. It'll be sold as a lot of vintage gold finger cards. I'll take lots of pictures. And that will be in my you-know-where store. This I think is pretty common. This is a diamond multimedia card. Yeah, these are pretty common. You can tell the older gold flashing. Again, they don't have a date on this. I've got to think maybe mid-90s, but not sure enough to say. Alright, let's keep digging. This is fun. Not as much fun as finding those MIPS boards was a couple of weeks ago. Oh my god. That was a phenomenal auction. I had a couple of vintage boards that were so rare they auctioned off for an awful lot of money. And that was just, that's that moment all of us scrappers live for that we don't get very often. It was It was amazing. But see, those computers were taken care of. They were stored in the warehouse. The guy actually had a computer museum. And, you know. That's the other thing, too. I've been way behind. It's getting better, but I really did something to my both elbows. And it's been really hampering me, so I've been trying to just really rest it the past couple of days. That's a nice card for gold recovery. Good gold pins. That's not pins, gold fingers. These are selling, I don't remember. I should have had my price list out, and I don't. So there's a lot of gold here. A lot of gold here, good gold recovery here. Again, I think I'm just going to sell the whole bunch of them in a lot as vintage gold finger cards when I get enough together to get a box. What I do is I try to fill a flat rate priority mailbox full of whatever product it is that I have available. It takes a little bit of the sting out of the shipping. And then I always kind of add a little bit of extra in it. And right now, most of it goes into my eBay store, but I don't think that's going to be so for too much longer. I really want to get the Computer Scrapper website finished. Probably over the winter. Things are quiet. Okay, wow. This is looking to be an interesting board. A lot of these boards have silver fingered RAM. That is, I think, $17.60 a pound at BoardSort right now. You can look around too. There's a couple of other really good. E-waste recyclers, and I think you're going to see more and more e-waste recyclers opening up. I was reading last, I don't know, CNN or Yahoo Finance or some such thing about exactly what I said a few years ago. Where are they going to get all these rare earth metals to make electronics? They can't get them. Not going to get them overseas. We're too busy, you know, with political things that I don't want to get into on the channel because I just try to avoid that. They're going to have to recycle electronics. Now, in addition to it just being the responsible thing to do, to recycle them. And I think you're going to see more and more recycling centers popping up. And I think the price of e-scrap is probably going to go higher and higher and higher. It's just an opinion. But I started doing this a couple of years ago. And I really just started saving RAM and CPUs. I never saved old motherboards. This is interesting. This not only has the 4 sticks of RAM, it's got 4 very low profile sticks over here. I'll get that out in a minute. Now this is interesting. Does anybody know anything about an Intel Overdrive CPU? Now this has gotten wet. I can see damage to the screws. This board would not be resaleable as a working board. But that's an Intel as opposed to a MIPS. So it came up, the MIPS I think were, trying to see the year right here. Let me get it out. We'll take a look at it together, huh? That's the other thing too. Ever since I got that big load of vintage computer boards, computers a couple of weeks ago, and some of them are still down in the basement. I haven't even gotten to any of them. That Everix computer, I really thought we'd get top dollar for that one. I thought somebody would grab it because it was in such good condition. And unfortunately, people don't have money to spend on vintage computers right now. So I wound up selling it for a lot less than it was worth. And that's okay because I'm in the same boat. I have to raise some funds too. And, I only have so much room at the house. I can't keep all my toys. Welcome in, everybody who's new, who I haven't acknowledged you. I apologize for that. Sometimes I just don't see everybody go by. What I'm going to try to do is get the motherboard freed up and then show you what's on the motherboard. To to my point. Okay. I can't believe that it's going to be Thanksgiving in what, 2 weeks? We actually had snow the other day. Not a lot, just enough to remind us not to be so spoiled by the beautiful weather we've had. It was a squall, it didn't last very long. Anybody seen the Northern Lights lately? Hello, Anna from San Diego, welcome. Cameron, welcome. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. It really does help the channel a lot. TikTok tends to give better priority to people whose channels get likes. So if you're into computers and computer scrapping, and that's really what my specialty is. Where you're looking for e-waste to buy for recycling, I'm your girl. Channel's going to be a year old at the end of January. It's pretty good. Now this is an interesting board. I saw one of these. In the Gateway that I just took apart too. I had an old Gateway. It was the same thing. It was pretty much just trashed. There's a plastic pin under here. Come on, come to mama. By the way, guys, computer boards are very, very sharp. You gotta be careful or you're gonna get cut. If you don't know where to grab them, you're gonna learn real quick. I should be wearing gloves, no question about it. It has these plastic tabs on it. T-Man 996, welcome in. Or 6996, welcome in. Thanks for the gifts, appreciate that. That's really cool of you guys. Not necessary, but most kind indeed. I do this because it's fun. So, this is the board. I don't know if you can see it, the board is warped. So this board was not taken very good care of. This is going to be interesting. I want to try to be careful pulling these CPUs, although I just plan on reselling them. When you're pulling CPUs, just be super careful. If you do this and push it over, you're going to bend all the pins back here. As I said, in this case, I'm going to be scrapping these because of the condition of the computer. If I sell anything, it's going to be for parts or repair or scrap. I can't even say, oh, resale. This might work. And there you have a nice gold Intel i486SX. Takes about, I don't know how many to make a pound. I've forgotten. But they're premium price per pound. Sometimes these risers are brass. Got a lot of brass out of these computers. Yeah, this is brass. Kiss my brass. Ha ha ha. All the good names are gone. There was a board we pulled a couple of weeks ago from a MIPS computer. MIPS was a server, one of the first servers that moved computing away from the big mainframes to a personal computer. Even though the personal computers were huge, they were big at that time. And they were called MIPS development boards. There's a picture of one that's in the Smithsonian, and it was a very historically significant computer. There's, if you ever come across one that actually says MIPS Magnum 2000 or 3000, it's brass, go ahead and send it to me. Proud to be country. I have got to try to catch one of your auctions. Everybody tells me they're awesome. I've got to really watch my notifications. I definitely want to catch one of your auctions. Do you do whatnot, or you just do do your own thing. I've heard that your auction sprouts are a lot of fun. So here's the board. And again, I've not seen exactly this board. I'll take this RAM out. This was... I wonder where they grade these. Pine needles? Probably pay more than light iron right now. Oh my god. Just on TikTok. I'm definitely going to keep an eye for it. I don't know who was telling me about it the other day about your auction. Somebody was. So yeah, definitely something I'm going to watch my notifications for. So, silver fingered rim, about 18 bucks on board sort. You still have the gold under these chips, but you don't have the gold fingers. And there's a lot of good gold flashing still on this older rim. Mac used it a lot. Apple, Mac. I've got two Macs in the pickup bin that might be worth reselling. I don't know. When I take these apart, I'm not just manhandling it, as one of my subscribers called it. You're just manhandling it and ruining vintage computers. No, they don't work. It got wet. I bought it to scrap it. It can't be salvaged. Yeah. I mean, you know what? My usual is to try to resell it. Because, let's face it, there's only so many vintage things out there that, that you can find anymore. And people who are really into this stuff, would love to have spare parts. Let's see, this is unusual. This is gold-fingered RAM. So we had 4 silvers and 4 gold. This weighs nothing. I think I could sneeze on it and wind up across the dining room. So super, super light. There's just nothing there. But there is good gold. There are good gold fingers there. Come back here. I've come to the conclusion this board really liked its case and it's mad at me for taking it out. Thanks, Proud. Appreciate that. Do you have a specific time that you usually do your live auctions, or just when you have enough stuff to go ahead and do it? Proud to be country. I'll tell you, some of you guys have so much fun on your channels. Oh my god. I crack up watching some of your moderators when you got 4 or 5 of you guys going in there. It's hilarious. I haven't reached that point yet. I think it'll come soon. I have gotten several people who have approached me about possibly joining me on something like that. And I think it's something I'll do down the road. My problem is I have to be very prepared. I've been invited to be a moderator on several really large channels, and I haven't taken them up on it. Not because I don't think I know the material. I'm sure I do. I like to really have things organized and prepared. Like even when I do my lives, I don't just jump on and go live. I have to have a format. I have to have content. Like that's why I went on today, because the board is just very attached to its case. I like to make sure I have content. I like to make sure I have something different, to talk about and to show you. So, so there's that. It's a very pretty board. This is a nice board for a collector. Great gold flashing on there. Now, I've already taken this out. The MIPS development board had this double socket as well, but it had a much smaller board. What happened is Silicon Valley got involved, and there was a lot of back and forth with AMD and Intel and MIPS in Silicon Valley. So they were all fighting to get leverage in the personal computer space. And MIPS slowly but surely fell out of favor and merged with, I believe they merged with Silicon Graphics, if I recall correctly from my reading. I've been doing a lot of reading about this whole thing. I've got a couple of books on order from Amazon, just for no other reason than I think it's really fascinating. And again, I'm going to try to be careful pulling this. This is potentially resellable. It's got a really good heat sink on it. I probably should have cut it. I don't like cutting these things. Yeah, I did a good job. I didn't wreck it. Again, so this had two ceramic pin CPUs on it. That's awesome. Wow. This is called an Intel Overdrive. 1989 on the date. A lot of times when you're trying to see the age of a computer you're working on, look on the CPU. A lot of times it's going to be there. So this computer dates from around 1989. I said early 1900s in through there. I wasn't too far off. It's a beautiful board for gold refining. I still have to get these out, and they're being persnickety, and I don't feel like arguing with them. You should see the boards Proud showed us yesterday. Hey, Proud, did you record? Did you load it by any chance, or was it too long? I'd love to see it. I'm gonna have to go looking. These are great boards for gold recovery. If you knock this off, there's gold pins in here. There's ceramic here. This is plastic. It's not ceramic, but I don't think it's a Della switch. There's gold in the memories. There's great gold in these expansion slots. These are where all the Goldfinger cards came out of. It grades to sell to a board sort or some other board buyer. They would grade this as a large plastic socket motherboard. They pay a little bit better than they do for the iCore boards, which are the pits. They're $2 a pound right now, and it's $1 a pound to ship it. So iCore boards suck right now. I'd rather sell this to somebody who does gold refining. And that's the other thing I've been doing. I've been taking a lot of these older boards. I'll put them in lots of 4, 6, and whatever I can fit into a large flat rate priority box, and I'll put those up for sale as well. I'd love to do the live auction thing. I hope to catch your auction and really see what you're doing. Do you have a specific time that you go on with those, or just whenever the spirit moves you? Hi, Dennis. How are you? Wow. Cool. 5.7K in the house on a Friday afternoon. Love it. So yeah, that's a very nice board. Got some great gold recovery. I'm hoping to get to a pound of these. This one I'm trying to be extra careful with. I may put that up for sale. I get these by the binfuls, but I don't often see this. So again, this is something I'm going to reverse Google search. And if you don't know how to do that, it's really great. You go onto Chrome's homepage. There's a little camera up in the bar. You put your item into the camera's view, your camera's viewfinder. You click the camera bar, and it'll bring up all kinds of great information about whatever you're looking to find out about. So yeah, the board itself is toast, and but probably really good for gold recovery. 1989 Intel. I think I said it was a 486. What was it? 486. Intel i40 486SX computer motherboard. Pretty. Alright. That was fun. Alright. I've got to get the power supply in the hard drive out. I don't really feel like doing that right now, but I'm going to. I do pull these drives on these older computers because the boards have the IDE connectors, and they're really good for gold recovery. Let's see if I can get this out without a fuss. So where did you get these incredible boards from? Proud to be country. Did you have a good pickup, or did you buy them somewhere? Where did you get all these great boards that everybody's telling me about that I can't wait to go look on your channel and find out about? Proud is proud to be country, guys. He's one of my followers here on TikTok, and I follow him as well. And he does auctions. He auctions e-scrap and all kinds of other cool stuff. I haven't had the chance to see one yet, but I've heard they're amazing, and I'm going to put it on my to-do list. Freddie, welcome. Every once in a while, you just get a pickup that blows your socks off. This fellow that I got these computers from, I got a Gaylord box of telecom boards from him about 3 or 4 weeks ago. You guys watched me process all of those. He had already processed them. They were already, everything was taken apart already. All I had to do was clean them up and resell them, and we did very well on that. Really, really well on that. We did well on that. We did well on the vintage computer lot that we picked up a couple of weeks ago. So this is a compact disk drive of some kind. We'll take that apart. This is a board I would put I would put this aside as gold connector pins, or I would sell it as a CD-ROM board, like a mixed batch of boards. Like I said, I try to pull anything that's older, golder, and vintage. The newer stuff, there's just really nothing on it, you know. All right, and another one's going, and another one's going, and another one bites the dust. Yeah. I'm gonna pull the power supply so I can just throw the case in my shred. Price of shred is so bad right now. I'm gonna put these on the curb for the scrap guy. It's so bad. It's not even worth me. Not even worth the gas to go to the scrapyard and dump light on it right now. Horrible. Really bad. Gold is good. Copper's good. Aluminum is very good. Those prices are holding. You can check the iScrap app. Tom does a really good job with those. All right. Oh my God, this weighs a beastly ton. I'm going to be careful taking this one apart too, because I'm not 100% sure of its condition inside. Who knows, maybe this one survived. Judging on what I'm seeing from the other ones, I'm not super optimistic. I'm always going to try to resell something. You've seen me do it. I'll start to take something apart, and then I'm like, you know what? No, that's not going to get scrapped. I'd much rather sell it to somebody who would, you know, like to try to restore it or fix it. This to me though, I can already see. I see corrosion where the expansion ports are. So I don't have a lot of hope that there's anything redeemable in this computer. Does anybody happen to recognize what it is? I'm going to turn it around and show you. And again, I'm going to be careful taking it apart just in case there's anything good inside. Anybody have one of these? Remember Radio Shack? The old Tandy? I see, hi, are you freaking kidding me? How are you? If you are interested in something you see go by on the channel, please message me. I do read my messages. I don't always see the comments go by just because I'm busy running my big mouth. So this is an old Tandy from Radio Shack. Nope. As I said, I see a lot of corrosion, so I think it may have been stored outside, and it has that feel like ew. I am doing well, thank you. Glad I found enough stuff to jump on and do an additional live this weekend. Well, today I had a pickup today, and I had enough interesting material that I said, you know what? Let me jump on there. Now, I've not taken one of these apart. This is an old beige plastic cover. Custom Computer says sometimes these covers are worth saving. People like to build like a sleeper PC, or they want to build a gaming computer, things like that. So I'm going to be really super careful taking this one apart. As I said, I'm pretty sure it's roached. Roached, toasted, wet. If my tool kicks the bucket, which it sounds like it's about to, I will repost I usually post my lives up on my TikTok channel. If I could stay under an hour, I'll put it up on YouTube and TikTok so you can go back and see things that you might have missed. Or if you joined late, you can go back and catch the beginning. I wound up trying to sell that oscilloscope. Are you kidding me? I put it up on eBay. Nobody even took an offer on it to come up and get it for free, so I put it on eBay for 75 bucks. We'll see if it goes or not. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, well, you know. I found this vintage oscilloscope a couple of weeks ago, and I was going to scrap it, and then I got it apart, and I looked inside and said, this is all mercury light bulbs. Number one, that's dangerous. And number two, you know what? This thing's just too cool to scrap. So, I put it up for sale. 75 bucks, because it's 40 pounds. It's gonna be a beast to ship. But yeah, I wound up putting it up on the bay. Something else I've always done well with is vintage electronics. I was a music major, so I graduated, I got my bachelor's in '86. So there was a lot going on in the electronics world, not only with computers, but with audio technology. The TEAC, T-E-A-C, was a multi-track digital analog recording system. Reel-to-reel tapes were really popular, and there were people doing all kinds of cool things with the Moog synthesizer. And of course, you know, things eventually got smaller and better. But I just think what I paid for some of that stuff back then, now, it ain't worth squid. I thought there might be screws in the feet. That would hurt, screws in the feet. Yeah, see what happens. You never know what people may buy. That's true. You know, it was just too cool to scrap. Plus, I was really afraid of the mercury bulbs that I found inside. I said, you know, once it's scrapped, it's gone. This is going to be a beastie to take apart. Of course it is. Just because I'm on live, it's going to be a beastie. I don't want to break it. I want to see... I'd like to see what's inside of it without destroying it. This is as big a pain in the ass to take apart as the Macs. Some of the Macs are. They're not made to be taken apart. I think this cover should just slide off. You know what I think I'll do, guys? Maybe I'll save this guy for Sunday's Live. I'm going to have to go do a little research on how to get it apart. And I think I'll save this guy for Sunday's Live. This is the Tandy 1000 personal computer from Texas Instruments. We'll do that one Sunday Live. I'm going to have to poke around and see if I can find a video of someone taking one apart. I think that's it for the work pile for the moment. I've got more outside, but they're all newer. I'm going to save this one for Sunday's Live, guys, because that'll give me a chance to study how it comes apart. Like I said, I don't want to damage it taking it apart, because this is something potentially that could have some really good material in it and might be something somebody's interested in buying. I'd much rather sell it to a vintage computer person. I've got a vintage computer store around the corner from me, and he buys a lot of my stuff. Yep, everything else that's out there is current, so we're not going to take any of those apart on the live. I will see you guys Sunday morning, sometime between 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. And I hope you guys have been getting a chance to see the Aurora Borealis. We had one night here where the viewing was just unbelievable. But really something to see. That's on my bucket list. I want to go I want to go to Iceland. I want to spend a weekend in glass tent watching the Northern Lights. Well, maybe I won't have to go all the way to Iceland, huh? Don't forget about these gold pins. Alright guys, catch you Sunday. Maybe I'll catch you tomorrow if I have anything new. Talk to you soon. Thanks everybody for stopping in. Don't forget, hit like and subscribe. So you know when I go live. Like I said, usually it's Sunday mornings at 9, and I try to pop on during the week. When I can, I usually, look just to make sure no one else is on. So I don't, it's not nice to interfere with somebody else's life. It's just bad form, as they say. Alright, have an awesome weekend. Talk to you soon. Thanks for stopping by and spending an hour with me. It was awesome. Don't forget, like and subscribe. God bless each and every one of you, and I'll see you Sunday.